Dear students, hope you are all doing good at home. Stay home, stay safe. So, Distributed Systems Lecture 2. In the previous class, we have discussed about what is meant by distributed systems. What are the two types of computer architectures? That is tightly coupled and loosely coupled. Distributed systems follow loosely coupled architecture. And we also discussed about what is the history of distributed systems, what are its characteristics, what is the system models, what are the system models followed in distributed system building. Under that, we have covered about mini computer model and workstation model. So, as we have discussed, in mini computer model, mini computers are connected via communication network. And in a workstation model, workstations are connected via a communication network. So here in this third model, it is a distributed computing system in which the workstations and mini computers are connected to a communication network. Mini computers are used as file servers, database server, print server, etc. Why? Because mini computers are used for resource sharing on a remote computers. Like that, we will use mini computers and workstations. Workstations here are of two types: diskless workstations and disk-full workstations. So, workstation server model is a network of personal workstations, each with its own disk and a local file system. So, a workstation with its own local disk is called as disk-full workstation, and a workstation without a local disk is called as diskless workstation. Okay. If there is a own local disk, it is called disk-full workstation. If there is no local disk, without a local disk, it is called diskless workstations. So nowadays, in a network environment, diskless workstations are becoming more popular in for building the distributed computing systems. So the advantages of workstation server model are: they can come with a cheaper price. Diskless workstations are also preferred than disk-full workstations because system maintenance will not be there in diskless workstations. Users have the flexibility to use any workstation, and the request response protocol is another advantage. And there is a guaranteed response when we are using workstation server model. The example of this type of workstation model is vSystem. It is a example which is based on workstation server model. Hope you all understood about workstation server model. It is a one system model in which the workstations and mini computers are connected via a communication network. Point number 1. Point number 2. Workstations are of two types. That they are diskless workstations and disk-full workstations. And the other one is diskless workstations are more popular than disk-full workstations. And the advantages of this model with an example is vSystem. The system model which we are now going to discuss about is processor pool model. The processor pool model is basically based on one observation it has created, and it is the system model which is to be followed when there is a computing power required. Then we will follow this type of model. Means basically I have said that it is based on the observation that most of the time a user is not using computing power, but once in a while he or she may need a very large amount of computing power for a short time. So computing power is required much for a short time, except that part of the time, all the time processor time is idle. Most of the time is idle. So unlike this workstation server model in which a processor is allocated to each user, if that user is not doing any computing calculations like that, computing power he is not using, then the processor time is waste and the processor will be in idle state. So here in processor pool model, the processors are pooled together and will be shared by all the users as and when required. When they need the processor time, they can be accessed or shared via run server. The pool means nothing but a group of processor time. The pool of processors consists of large number of microcomputers and mini computers. They are attached to the network. Each processor in the pool will have its own memory to load and run a system program or any application program which the user want to execute, application program of the distributed computing system.
So, as shown in the figure here, there are different terminals and there are a pool of processors. A processor taking care which is called run server, file server, like that. As shown in figure, in the pure processor pool model, the processors in the pool have no terminals attached directly to them, and users access the system from terminals that are attached to the network via special devices. See here, there are no pools attached to the terminals directly. That is what here. No terminals attached directly to the processors, and users access the system from terminals that are attached to the network. The terminals will access the pool of processors via the communication network. Terminals are connected via communication network and they are interconnected to the processors. These terminals are either small diskless workstations or graphic terminals, etc. A special server which you are looking into the figure, there is a server called as run server which manages and allocates the processors in the pool to different users on demand basis. Whenever any terminal needs the processor requirement is there, in such a case this run server will take care and it attaches or it gives time to compute the process to each terminal when on demand basis. Means when required it will give the processor time to that particular process. As compared to workstation server model, the processor pool model allows better utilization of the available processing power, right? All these are in the pool means we can use it when and which user required at what time. At that time only we will use. So all the processing power is utilized in a better way. So this is because in the processor pool model, the entire processing power of the system is available for use by the currently logged on users. Whenever there is a requirement, we can access it from the pool. Whereas it is not true in case of workstation server model, in which several workstations may be idle at a particular time. But here we can use it in an efficient manner. The processors are used in an efficient manner as they are in the pool and they are managed by the run server. Whenever any user want to use this processor, the run server will give access to that particular terminals. Okay, hope you got the difference between the workstation server model and processor pool model. Again I am repeating, in workstation server model, there is no scope of executing other jobs, other users' jobs. But here, as they are idle, we can execute, means we can take the computing power or the processor from the pool at any time as and when required. The next model is hybrid model. So, in the previous 4 models, the workstation server model is the most widely used model for building distributed computing systems. Okay, this is because a large number of computer users only perform simple interactive tasks such as editing jobs, sending electronic mails, or listening music and executing small programs. So, most of the used model is workstation server model. But it is an ideal model for simple usage. But in a working environment which has group of users who often perform jobs who are in need with massive computing power. Massive means large. Large computing power is required, then the processor pool model is more attractive, right? When there is a much computations or calculations are there, the system model we need to follow for building a distributed system is processor pool model. But when there are only interactive jobs, then workstation model is the best model. So, in order to get the both advantages, what we will follow in hybrid model is combining the advantages of workstation model, workstation server model and processor pool model gives you the hybrid model. So a hybrid model is used to build a distributed computing system. A hybrid model is based on workstation server model but with the addition of a pool of processors. The processors in the pool can be allocated dynamically for computations that are too large for workstations or that require several computers concurrently for efficient execution. So in this manner, hybrid model is more expensive to implement than the workstation server model or processor pool model. Okay. When there are group of processors, we will call it as a processor pool. So, in order to combine these two models, it is expensive. In the next class, we will discuss about what are the issues in designing a distributed computing system. Up to now, we have covered what is meant by distributed computing system. In short, about all the history of distributed computing system. System models means 5 types of system models. Mini computer model, workstation model, workstation server model, processor pool model and hybrid model. Thank you.